Still, I didn't anticipate it would go quite that night.
That was awesome.
He travels with his own party.
He took his own flight. Listen,
But you know what?
him and all 5 people in his head, these have 4 people.
But, and I kind of said this on the.
Talking to those voices, I never felt so awkward. Those pauses, man. I'm like,
Pauses
what do
are
I do with my hands?
Pauses are good. Pauses are great. And you know what? But think about this, because I have to karaoke is the shit.
See. I'm not playing that in, man. You know, I gotta take these things in. You're absolutely right. That shit has nothing to do with El Salvador. So no, if they're trying to let it loose right now, they're like, dude, let me play us.
The Salvador delegation was like,
I didn't think about that.
alright, for sure.
What's that? We haven't seen them at all, but you said it.
Yeah, because somebody came over and said, "Don't go else is wrong."
Figured he would. That's why I was surprised.
He came over to take one. He was such a good nigga. And you know, it's not here.
Oh, the best ever. You missed the Leonard Skinner concert. Oh my God. Wow.
Ricky?
Ricky had his own mic and did Leonard Skinner cover.
What? Like a 2.5
I know that sounds made up as hell.
I know that
But he was
I'm
singing?
purposely leaving out context, by the way, so that you know everything. But wow, it was so great. It was so great. It was
No.
so
Oh, he's looking at the lyrics.
good.
Like he brought his own microphone.
2.5, 3 minutes at least. Well, it took him 2 minutes to set it up.
He's like, I got a skit for you.
I got a skit.
Okay, we're thinking jokes.
Did he say it like right when in the beginning?
No, it's the very
Yeah,
end.
he waited until he was done with all the interviews. Like, all right, listen, I got a skit for you guys. It's gonna be 2 minutes. And then he set it all up. It took like 1.5 minutes, and then he lit it up and did a full karaoke cover of "If I Leave Here Tomorrow" by Leonard Skinner.
Wow.
You can't figure us. Oh, so good.
Somebody said you don't play some Skinner, man.
Freebird!
No, I did.
It was a missed opportunity, Tracy. Did you? I can't even imagine that.
We haven't seen that.
Somebody asked me a question. He's so tripping. He goes, Jake, we're not getting hot. You want around the office, you go, we leave in 30 seconds. He's not coming. So crazy. What's that?
I'm not gonna be able to feel that Jesus was like, nope.
What's up, guys?
I'm geeking out on the fucking main event. What's up, guys? The performance bonuses tonight.
How are they? Al Hassan, Mirchart, obviously Giga, and this other one here. Yeah, Sabatini, yeah. Those guys all won 50,000. Huh? Yeah, Al Hassan, yeah. So I also felt like the fight of the night, should have gone to Ricky and Brady. So I'm going to kick them some money too. It was a great fight, split decision, and give them a check too. This is going to be 50,000, but it'll be good. They won't be disappointed.
Right. Wait, one quick question, medical update. Do you happen to hear Jamal Emmer's status?
Yes, incredible. So it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. I know. It's fucking believable. I think they did an x-ray on him. He's probably got to get an MRI to be sure, but so far so good. It's looking like nothing happened to his knee, Could just be some ligaments in there and painful, swollen. Hopefully that's the case. I felt bad for that kid.
Yeah. Good to hear. The return of the Ultimate Fighter, right? You were saying he would come back for years. People were saying, we don't need it anymore. But what did you think? It's in the books now. What did you think of the return?
You know what? It did really well for us. It killed it as far as viewership goes. So they're really happy. We're really happy. And, I love the show. I said before, and I'll say it again, that show will probably never go away. Well, I'm here anyway. It works.
Yeah. Are there any plans for the next season already? Have you started talking about it?
We're doing one a year, so now that this one's over, we'll start figuring out what's next. And we never really figure out the coaches till literally 2 weeks before the show is getting ready to get started. So we'll see what the landscape looks like at the time we start doing it again, and what the weight classes are, and we'll figure out who the coaches are.
Did want to ask you about Ricky. He seems to be kind of the sensation off the show. You said it was the fight of the night. What do you think about the kid just as his personality, and then obviously the fight in their night was amazing?
Yeah, he's our Diego Sanchez 2.0. He's tough. I mean, those kids fought their asses off, and I'm looking forward to see what he does here.
And I was going to ask you about Brady as well, because as you said, I think everybody thought it was the fight of the night. I know he's a young guy, but do you think you'd bring him in as well, or let him?
Yeah, no, I think that I think he really proved himself tonight. Yes, when we get in that matchmaking meeting on Tuesday, I will push the boys to give him another shot. It was a great fight.
Very nice. And then, of course, the main event tonight, two of the best strikers in the world go at it. Giga is now 7-0 in the UFC. Just can you talk about, what you see in Giga? So
badass. I was so excited for this fight, and I've been geeking out ever since it got over. So that was some high-level shit that we saw tonight between those two. And, I knew on paper that this thing had the potential to be, what it was.
Yeah. He had a great idea. He said, hey, look, I'd like to be a backup for the title fight. If not, I'd like Max Holloway. Do you like him being a backup for the title fight or him fighting Max Holloway?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll again, I don't think about that type of stuff the night of. I love the fact that he said it. I love the fact that he wants to do it. We'll see where you guys determine he ends up in the rankings, and I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Nice. Last thing for me, I did want to ask: Are you a Tyron Woodley fan tomorrow night? This Jake Paul keeps mentioning your name. He says he's going to knock you out if he runs across you in Vegas. So are you tuning in and cheering for Tyron tomorrow?
It actually makes sense. I'm 52 years old. I'm in the age bracket of guys he fights. So I could see him wanting to fight me. It's all he fights are 50-year-olds. Kev?
I was going to let you finish there. Wait, when you look at the difference between Barboza and Chikadze, what stood out to you is I said to John during the fight that it seemed like both guys were throwing a lot of kicks, but Giga was throwing hands more than Edson was.
Yeah, I think he was just getting off quicker than Edson was. I think Edson hurt him to the body one time, and I think Edson hurt him with a leg kick one time too, a calf kick, shin kick, whatever, wherever that landed, it looked like it hurt him, and it looked like he hurt him to the body. So, I mean, those two were, like I said, that was some high-level shit. I mean, if you are an MMA reporter, blogger, whatever you are, and you weren't here tonight, you're nuts. You're absolutely fucking batshit nuts. To to be able to see a fight like we got to see tonight is one of those rare and special moments in sports, yeah.
I know Max Holloway takes a lot of pride in being called the best boxer, the best striker in MMA. Giga, call it. I know you're going to think about what is next for him. But just when you think about a potential Holloway versus Giga fight, would that be maybe the two best strikers in the sport, in your opinion?
Yeah. And listen, I mean, there's a lot of guys in that weight class that should excite us all about Giga fighting. Go ahead.
One over here. Daniel Rodriguez, every time we see him, the kid has something new. He looked really good in the takedown defense against Kevin Lee, who had some troubles after the first round. What do you see for him? And we're talking about how marketable that kid is, especially in Los Angeles. When the world opens up again, that could be a great card to have him actually be present on.
Yeah, I love guys like him. Absolute savage, takes that fight on 2 weeks' notice against Kevin Lee. He did get to take it down the first round, but then successfully defended himself, a few other times. You got to remember, he didn't have anywhere near a training camp for that fight. So to come in and do what he did against Kevin is very impressive. But yeah, I'm with you that he should definitely really start working on that takedown defense now in that wrestling, because he's been dying to break into the top 15. Again, we will see if he did it with his performance tonight on just 2 weeks' notice.
Just a follow-up on the Jake Paul comment. When you have a somewhat professional fighter threatening to assault a 50-something-year-old man who is not a fighter, do you have paperwork for that? Or are there attorneys that need to have conversations now? Or how do you respond to that?
Let me tell you what. Get in line. There's plenty of people that would like to assault me. Get in line. It's a long fucking line, buddy. You're going to be waiting for a while. No, it doesn't bother me. This is the business we're in. I say it all the time about the fighters, too. We are not in the nice guy business. It's a very mean business. I say many mean things about people, too. And it's just part of this game. It's all good.
On the flip side of that Daniel Rodriguez fight, we had Kevin Lee. I think a lot of people were wondering how he was going to look at this division. What do you do with Kevin Lee now? He tried to make the move to this division, and it didn't seem to work out so well for him.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Again, that's a thing that we will get together on Tuesday and talk about and figure out what's next for him. Here or not here.
And then another one that we love to see, but he was upset with the way that the judges, but Sam Alvey was, I don't know how you scored it. I didn't think he should be so upset about how the decision was, but he was purely irate. But this is another guy that we love seeing him, but he's another guy that's now, I think, five losses in a row or something.
So he's one of those guys that is so tough and so durable and always fights his ass off and shows up and will take on anybody, anywhere. We love guys like that. We love guys that actually show up to fight. It's easy to get here, and you get to a point where maybe you've lost 3 in a row, right? And this is your fourth fight after 3 losses. And at some point during the fight, you can tell, all right, this guy's just here to get his paycheck, and you never see that with a guy like Sam Alvey. We love those type of people. We respect those type of people, and that's why he's still here. You saw it tonight, too.
And I know, looking forward, I know we're getting ready to hop into one of your favorite things ever, the Contender Series. But I guess if you could wrap up, how great was this season? How of the Ultimate Fighter, culminating in a night like this, and now you're running into the Contender Series next week? Yeah,
I'm always happy when we get a finale like we got tonight. These guys came in and they fought their asses off. I know that there's always negativity that surrounds a lot of the things that we do, and there was some going into, people were like, you got the Contender, why do you need the Ultimate Fighter? The Ultimate Fighter killed it on ESPN Plus, killed it. So there's still plenty of people out there that love it, a lot of people that want to see it, and I still like doing it, and I still think it's important. I think that, listen, you guys know how I feel about the Contender Series and how much I love doing I can't wait for Tuesday. And I actually played the promo for the fighters that are fought tonight in the fighter meeting for the Contender Series. That's how much I love the Contender Series. But the Ultimate Fighter brings a whole nother dimension to bringing up young talent. Living in the house, the pressure cooker that I always talk about. You got to fight several times, make weight several times. If you can make it through the Ultimate Fighter, you can make it through anything. And I think that the show speaks for itself. How many world champions it's produced, how many stars it's produced, how many top 15 fighters it's produced. I hope I answered your question.
Also, looking ahead, Darren Till's coming back next week. Just thoughts early in the week on what that fight's going to be like.
Edmund sat next to me for the main event. We were talking about that tonight. Very excited for that fight. Excited for that fight. Guys, there's so many good fights. Did you guys see that we just announced the whole, well, not the whole, but most of the New York City card? Card's insane. Our Abu Dhabi card is insane. And yes, we have the Till Brunson fight coming, which I'm excited about too.
And what is it trending like for Fight Week, and what are you guys kind of envisioning for what that's going to look like coming up in less than a month here?
Which one?
For International Fight Week that you're having with the September 25th card here in Vegas and everything around that.
Yeah, that card's gonna sell out. It's gonna be a sellout, and We'll be interesting to see how International Fight Week does. You know, how many people we get into town that week, and how successful all the events are that happen that week. I don't know. Like I said, you guys know me long enough to know I used to know a lot of these things. I don't know anything anymore, man. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
And maybe a random question, but the president of the Golden Knights was here tonight, George McPhee. I don't know if you got a chance to talk to him and what he thought about it.
I didn't. I knew that he was coming tonight, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him. You'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
Hopefully you love that main event.
And last thing is, do you plan on going to the Raiders opener against the Ravens?
Yes, I will be there. I have a box, so I'll be in my box.
Hey, Dana, just to follow up on one thing, is New York solid, or is there any part with the vaccine stuff that could change it? Because I know here on that night is Canelo Alvarez fight at T-Mobile, so it would seem to mean if you had to move it out of New York that Vegas wouldn't be an option.
Yeah. Again, normally I would have answers to these things 2 years ago. Who knows? I mean, they have assured us that we'll be good to go, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Hopefully we get in there, sell it out, and we have an incredible event in New York City like we used to at MSG. So I hope so. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, 2 quick ones, Dana. Thank you for tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Circling back to the MSG, I know I'm with it, but what was the thought process, or how did you guys come to the conclusion of having the 2 title rematches with Rose and?
I just think that's the way it played out. Obviously, listen, every Saturday I want to put on the best fights that I can possibly put on. But when you go to a building like MSG, you know, and it's our first time back in a couple of years, you want to deliver and you want to come in with a bang, and you want New Yorkers and anybody in the area around New York, from Boston, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, New Jersey, and the list goes on to say, Philly, you know, we're going to New York for this event.
Excellent. I know Rose has gone there and won, so she'll be happy.
Yeah, no, I mean, the main event was one of the greatest fights you'll ever see. The co-main event was one of the most shocking, and I think it's the fight that everybody wants to see again. And then you go right down the line of the fights that are on the card. Every fight on there could be a main event on a fight night. So it's a badass card.
And you mentioned not knowing exactly, so I won't press you, but with the mechanics of the Hall of Fame induction, whether you have fans or not, that's moving forward.
Yeah, no, the Hall of Fame, there'll be fans. That thing's at Park MGM, and I just went to Bruno Mars there last night. That place was jam-packed madness. So, yes, we will have fans there.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Good? Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Congratulations. I'm sure it's still probably soaking in a little bit, but I can see the smile on the face. So, I mean, talk to me about the emotion you're feeling right now.
Hey, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've had this conversation a couple times already, and it's like, you know, I told everyone back when we talked the first time, back in May, I was going to be the Ultimate Fighter. And it's just really cool to be sitting here with the trophy as the Ultimate Fighter. So, you know, it's awesome. It's really, really cool. I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can. But, you know, we're just entering the next level. You know what I'm saying? So there's still a lot of improvements to be made, a lot of work to be done. Now, the hard work is just beginning. So I'm pretty stoked, man. You know, all around is awesome. I'm excited.
That's great. Things didn't necessarily start perfect for you tonight. I guess how hurt were you early on?
I mean, you know, obviously I was getting hit, but I wasn't like, you know, like I mean, he was laying and clean. I had to get stitches, but it wasn't anything where I was like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't get hit with that again. I'm losing the round. But you know, yeah, there wasn't like any point where like my legs were gone or like I was like, where am I? Like I was like, that elbow hurt. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, no, it was just kind of like feeling things out, you know. I should have felt things out a little bit less, but, you know, you live and you learn.
You had to fight a lot of the opening round without a mouthpiece too, right? Was that difficult at all?
No.
Right? Not mentally distracting or concerning?
No, not at all. It's concerning for my wife. Like, I know as soon as she saw that, she was like, that was probably the most nervous she got the entire fight. But, no, yeah, for me, no, not at all. Not at all. Because, I mean, you know, it's just like, all right, well, you know, that happened because I just got cracked. So, like, don't get cracked again, you know, you'd be all right. It creates a little bit more of a sense of urgency, puts you a little bit more on high alert, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt. And then, obviously, once you got to the back, you got to squeeze in there. I thought it was on the chin. I guess it was on the chin. Did you just – but, you know, I mean, this technique that you've learned on the squeeze there is it gets it done?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was something. When we were in the house and I was rolling with Craig Jones, you know, I have pretty good rear naked choke defense myself, and so you know, he had my back, and you know, he was going for the choke. I tucked my chin, and he did the same thing. And you know, at first I'm like, all right, my chin is tucked, I'm all right. And then like I slowly felt like the life like seeping out of me. It was almost confusing. Like I was like, can I even breathe right now? I was like, can I breathe? I don't know if I can breathe. And I was just like, I guess I'm going to tap. Like, I don't know what's happening. And so, you know, he talked to me about it, gave me some details about it. And so ever since I've gotten back, like, that's been something I've worked a lot. And so it's something if I can get my elbow around your chin and I can get my hand to my bicep, chances are I'm finishing that.
That's awesome. Well, obviously, like you said, you're going to want to celebrate. It's just the start of the journey. But, I mean, do you have an idea, like, you know, when you'd want to fight again? Or you want some time off for the holidays? I mean, what's the plan from here?
I would like to fight again before the end of the year. I mean, you know, because, yeah, like I said, I don't want to get complacent. I don't want to, like, sit and, you know, enjoy myself too much. I still want to go back home. I still want to get back to training. I still want to get better. But, yeah, no, I want to fight again before the end of the year. That would be ideal.
To your right. I just want to ask you about the mouthpiece again. Have you had a chance to watch it in the back? Because did you see what ended up happening?
I mean, I saw it go out of the cage. I don't remember what.
So it went out of the cage, and the commissioner at ringside got it, and then he held it for a bit, and Herb didn't know it was out. He threw it back in the cage.
See, and it's funny because I thought I stepped on it at some point in the round, and I was like, how did it get back in the cage?
He threw it back in, and it went over the top.
Is that okay? Because I was like moving around. I was like, is that my mouth guard underneath my foot right now? Which kind of makes it a little bit more gross.
Oh, yeah, that was the next question. Did you have any hesitation putting it back in your mouth?
No, not one at all. But, you know, it's time for a new mouth guard anyways. I think I'll just retire that one. I'll put it up in a case. It's got a lot of blood on it. It looks pretty cool right now, so... Yeah, no, it's probably going to be a lot funnier watching that back on tape. But yeah, I just knew, I saw it go out of the cage. I didn't see it come back in the cage though. And I had no idea where it went. Like I knew it was somewhere, and then before the next round, they were like, all right, give him his mouth guard. And my coach had my mouth guard. So I was like, cool, there's my mouth guard, nice.
Congrats on the win. There's a boxer, Blair Cobbs, who, when he won a fight, had them play the Rock's theme and then Stone Cold's. What was the reason for the Triple H theme for your walkout, my man?
Well, that Triple H theme song, one, it's an integral part of my childhood, because, Triple H is the man, but it's also like the lyrics to that song are badass. It's like, yo, I'm the game, baby. You don't want to play me. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you owe me a debt, you don't want to owe me a debt. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a problem. And so, yeah, like I felt pretty badass coming into this fight, so I wanted to walk out to something badass too. So.
Makes sense to me. Thank you, sir.
Hell yeah.
Where is the trophy going to go?
In my gym. In my gym, for sure. Because, it's cool. I'm going to enjoy it. But, if I can put it in my gym and there's, like, one person that sees it and, like, they get inspired and, they go on to accomplish great things themselves and, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I think it serves a better purpose in the public than collecting dust in, like, my apartment or whatever,
What is the moment looking back where you knew today was possible?
Like looking
Anytime.
anytime.
I mean, obviously, when you get booked on the show, you're like, I'm going to win it. But like, is there some point when
Yeah.
you're like developing where you said, okay, I think this is possible?
Man, and it's like I know this is really crazy, but it really from the moment they called me and told me that they were gonna fly me out so that I would have a chance to be on the show, I told them then. I was like, all you gotta do is let me get my foot in the door. I'll take care of the rest. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons I got on the show. Like I was an iffy person to get on the show. Like I wasn't by any stretch of the imagination like a solid pick to be on the show in the first place. So like the whole time I'm trying to tell them, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, guys, let me on the show, please. I'm telling you, if you let me on the show, I'll win. And thankfully they let me on the show. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man. It's just I don't know. I just have this irrational belief that I can win fights. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I just think I can beat people in fights for no reason. You know what I mean? So I'll just keep on going out there and fighting people until I can't beat them anymore.
Have you always had that kind of self-belief?
No. There was kind of I played a lot of football in high school, and I used to do these little training sessions on the weekend with a lot of the top guys in North Carolina. One being a 5-star blue chip recruit, and then we had another guy come in, and he was like this big 5-star offensive lineman, and the coach who was leading the training session one day, he was like, all right, who wants to go one-on-one with this guy over here? And no one in the room raised their hand, right? Me included. Like everyone was just looking around like, you guys just you just like said all this guy's accolades. Why would I want to go one-on-one with this guy and get embarrassed? And so then afterwards, my dad, on the way home, my dad was like, you never, ever go out like that again. It was like you don't be afraid of another man like that. It's like you don't know what you could have done, and now you'll never know. You know what I'm saying? And it was true. I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I totally could have smoked that guy, but now I got punked because I was too afraid. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really just kind of like the approach I take. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna work hard so I can be the best version of myself, but at the end of the day, you never know what's going to happen in a fight until the two people step in there and figure out. So,
And I know that you've had a little bit of time now to process. You're in the cage. It's kind of happening fast. As you're thinking about it, is it setting in, or is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be the next day, like when you really realize what's going on?
probably tomorrow all the way, but I'm not going to lie. We had a nice moment back in the doctor's office. And, my adrenaline was still all the way up to the roof. I'm the ultimate fighter. I'm tough. And one of my coaches gave me back the trophy and asked me how it felt. And I looked at it, and it just kind of it started coming out. I was like, oh, man, dude, I'm the ultimate fighter. That's great. To actually be able to not to say I can be the Ultimate Fighter, but to be able to actually say I am the Ultimate Fighter, yeah, man, it's tremendous. You know, I don't. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. But yeah, right now I'm just living it up in the moment. You know.
And lastly, you haven't had much time, but what was your first phone call?
Oh, I haven't had one yet.
No, nothing. Have you checked the phone to see the text?
No, definitely not. I have not checked the phone. I'm kind of scared to. I know my phone is going to be absolutely obnoxious. So the first, obviously, as soon as I get to my phone, I got to call my wife. I'll probably wait till tomorrow to go through social media and everything because, yeah, I'm just terrified to see what it looks like on there right now. But, you know, I'll call my wife. I'll call my parents.
You might want to go make those calls right now. We'll
Yeah. You'll let me out for a second? What a guy. You guys are awesome. But, no, yeah, facts. As soon as I get out of here and get changed, yeah, I'm going to start just calling everybody, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I don't want to think about it too much because I know my phone is absolutely obnoxious right now. So, but, yeah, thank you. All right, thank you, everyone. Y'all have a nice night.
Giga, congratulations. Obviously, a very impressive victory tonight, and the fight was as entertaining as I think everybody wanted it to be. So, how are you feeling right now about your performance?
I feel great. Very happy for the performance. Performance bonus also. Very happy with that. God is good. What can I say? I'm very happy with today. Well, whatever we earned it, that was for long work we've done. Me and my team. Shout out to all of them. I could not be able to do that without them. Yeah.
Two strikers. We knew, obviously, two of the best strikers in the game. I think we knew what kind of fight we were going to see. But did anything surprise you, or did things go exactly as the way you kind of envisioned it tonight?
I don't know how this guy is hydrating, man. Yesterday he showed up very skinny, very small. Today was looked to me like the Usman Kamaru size, like the big welterweight guy type of guy. His punches were strong, his kicks were strong. He looked very strong to me. But as I said, level of striking is a little bit different. He's amazing. He's good, very good for MMA, whatever he has done. But you can read. I don't know. I don't want him to downgrade him. He's very good, highest level, or high level, I would say. But when you come from kickboxing and you kickbox on the highest level, then you can see some of the techniques clearly. When he starts, okay, you know it. He's going to come. He's going to do this? Okay, now you know what's coming. And I'm a fast guy, and I believe this helped me a lot. All the technique we've done at the gym, we worked. My lifetime job, what I have done in karate and kickboxing, now what I'm doing at Kings in MMA, all these together, it's kind of unites everything. That's why I feel like I'm a complete guy today.
Yeah. And maybe this is part of it. You heard him, and then you started going for the choke. And I think a lot of us were surprised to see you trying to get a submission. Was that something that you kind of wanted to do to prove a point, or was it just the best technique available at that point?
Yes, I really wanted to do that. That would be definitely for my boy Benil Darius, shout out. Unfortunately, I didn't finish the guy with submission, but I'm not angry on it. Right, Benny?
And obviously, he's a dangerous guy, but it seemed like once you had him hurt, you knew I can finish him. I mean, is that kind of what was going through your head, that it's time to stop the fight now?
Yeah. When I had him on a submission, I knew I could adjust and do a little better submission, because lately I've been doing this for all of at the team who helped me, when we roll, I was doing a lot and it was working very well. And but when I knocked him down and when I felt him off, I was doing submission, and then I decided, okay, he defended the Dars, then I turned to arm triangle, then once he defended and when I turned, then I felt that, okay, why I would let energy go in this when I'm a striker, and this is what I do. So I let him stand up and finish the fight. It was I realized the momentum, I didn't let my energy go for the submission to, okay, I'm hard-headed, I have to do the submission. Definitely I could, but would be definitely more risk. What if I got tired and my muscles would get tired? Why to let the momentum go?
Yeah, no question. Last thing for me, that you had a great call out ready. You said, you're willing to be a backup for a title fight, or, Max Holloway would be a great matchup. Dana was here. We asked him. He said he wasn't ready to comment yet, ready to plan yet. But when would you need it to know? That if you wanted to be a backup for the title fight, how much, notice do you need? When does that have to be secured for you?
All my fights were the 1 week, 2 week notice before. This is the first fight, I believe. With Cobb, I had also a little bit of time, and in this fight, I had time to prepare. Rest of the fights, my fight was very short notice, 2 weeks notice, all of them, So when they call you for title, I'll be right there. You know, if somebody say this word now and confirms at least like what is 1%, I'm gonna stay in Vegas and keep training here. I mean, I'll go in Huntington. I'll be in prepared Kings again, where I train. That's where my place, and I'm driving like 3.5 hours. I'll be here, so or fly, whatever. You know, title is different for me. I can fight anytime when title comes. So, yeah. And honestly, I was calling Max before, and that's something that I wanted before, you know. Now it's my time. It's a Giga time. Conor era is done, you know. Khabib retired. Who else? George St. Pierre is retired, you know. Now it's a Giga time. It's different. So guys, make sure to put yourself on a Giga train and ride with me.
Giga to your right, please. Giga to your right. Do you think the diversity of your strikes was a difference? You know, you were throwing hands and your kicks were to the leg, to the body, and you threw a couple kicks to the head, and mostly he was attacking your legs. Do you think that versatility you showed in the diversity of your striking was a big difference in the fight?
I didn't get the question again, please.
Do you think that the diversity of your strikes, all the different types of strikes you threw, to the leg, to the body, to the head, and plus your hands, and he was mainly going after your legs, do you feel like that was a big difference in the fight in your favor?
Definitely, when you mix it up with the head and body, go to low kick, it opens up more. You know, it opens more opportunity, and then I almost forgot about my punches, you know. Then I was like, okay, now is the time finally to go for the punches. Then I mix it up with head kick, body kick, and some of the punches, and I saw the punches were working, and then I stick with punches, you know. Honestly, okay, I'm not gonna lie now because fight is done. I had a lot of injuries for this fight. It was a very big challenge for me to stay on this fight. 80% of the people who were supporting me for this fight told me that maybe we reschedule, maybe we do this, maybe we do that. And my close people, my family and my team, they know what I was dealing with. I had knee problems, I had bicep tear, I had my right hand, I have 3 bones damaged. Even today, I was planning to use more like elbow and not too many right hand, but when time comes, you know, I don't feel nothing in the fight. Right now also, I don't feel nothing. Yeah, it was a very big challenge.
Well, just to play the devil's advocate on that then, you know, it's such an important fight in your career, and you knew that you needed to win this to get to where you want to be. So why did you go through with it, given the fact that you were not anywhere near 100%?
My life was always a big challenge to me, you know. I never said no to opportunities, and if I would say, I would be feeling, I know what type of character I have. If I say no and something happens, then I would regret this a lot. And I know this is my time. You know, I've been in even more challenges I had in my life. And when I worked hard, you know, I fasted. I fasted for 8 weeks, but I mean, in Orthodox Christianity, we have a fasting of different, like religion fasting. And I fasted that way. I trained. It was a challenge to me to do everything. But when you pass all this and when you put all the hard work, I believe God pays you back. And I believed in this for every second. Even I had biceps tear or the meniscus tear or LCL or whatever injuries I had.
I just want to make sure I understood what you said. Did you have fasted for 8 weeks in the past, but not during this fight preparation, was it?
For this fight week, for this fight week till recovery process, till yesterday. Wow.
So what do you do to nourish your body as you know you're doing that fasting and everything, like how do you replenish your body? Because obviously you're expending a lot in training.
I was feeling more clean, more spiritually well, more stronger. So all these helped me, all these helped me and gave me the power. I felt the God was always with me. So.
And finally, for me, Max obviously is one of the great boxers, strikers in the game. Obviously he's a great all-around fighter, but is it just the fact that he is such a great striker that made you want to fight him, or is it also because he's considered the greatest featherweight by many people of all time? And did that draw you, if you could beat the greatest featherweight, that might put you in position for a title shot?
Guys, I was supposed to fight top 5 guy, and this would be my bridge to title, and nobody agreed to fight me from top 5 at the moment. So I fought Edson, who is the biggest name, one of the biggest names, definitely maybe the biggest name in top 5. And I believe now I deserve title shot. For Max was the case that he was calling himself the best boxer. Now they were calling the best striker to Edson, so I already passed this test, and now I'm kind of holding the best striker in the sport. So when you are, striking, boxing is a part of the striking, right? So I feel like the best boxer is under best striker. So what can I say?
Giga, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
We talked a few days back at Media Day, so congrats on winning the BMF S belt.
I love it.
How different was Edson for you tonight as opposed to when you were Edson for your, you were mimicking him, getting your team ready, like, okay, I'm gonna be Edson for you. So when you pretended to mimic him, have his style, how much different was he tonight when you were in there with him, not mimicking Barboza?
I have a best team, my friend. I train at Kings under Master Rafael Cordeiro. I have my teammates like Benil Darvish, Marvin, Kelvin, all those guys like the highest level. Miles Simpson from Amsterdam, the world champion in kickboxing, he came to support me. Christian Rodriguez, Michael Perez, trained with the best, the conditioning coaches. We planned this very well, and we knew what he was going to do. Every single move he did, I knew what was coming. Of course, my experience of the striking, what I've done before, but besides this, when we sit down, when we planned all this, we know what he was going to bring on the table. Either would be what type of kicks it would be, what type of punches it would be. We expected a little bit more wrestling, which he didn't do it, but yeah, it was very easy to read him. He's very strong, man. Very strong compared to the guys who I fought in UFC. He's definitely the stronger kicker, stronger puncher guy, but very predictable to me. Very.
We saw a little bit more axe kicks. Well, if you could explain that, what was the opening you saw? Because I saw a lot more of that tonight than before.
Axe kicks before or now, you mean?
Tonight.
Oh. This guy is a flashy guy, brings to the table some highlights. I wanted to tell him that if me and you were standing in octagon and somebody going to be called the highlight guy, that's going to be me. So I brought X kick. I believe did spinning too. Yeah. And he didn't do anything like that. So it says a lot to me.
Excellent. And lastly, you're going to be talked about this whole week. Everybody's going to match you up with everybody. If it's not the title, if it's not Max Holloway, what's the next option?
I'm not even interested with anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? Everybody say no before to me, and I've been told that now we're gonna fight top 5 guy, and then you fight title, and top 5 guys didn't agree. Nobody agreed, And that's why I fought Edson, who is bigger name than top 5. So I want to see myself on a top 5 ranked in next week, whatever, like top 3 actually. I want to be in top 3 because there is a guy who, since I got into UFC, he has not even fought. You know, I'm not even at 2 years. And I fought 7 fights. This guy did not even fight. Why he should be in top 3 and me like whatever they're going to put me. I have to be there. I deserve a title shot next time. There is no other word.
Thank you, sir. Congrats.
Like
on the
prove
win.
me wrong, guys. You know, like if I say something that does not make sense, you know, but this is what I believe from all of my heart. Because when I see the resume, what I've done, like, yeah.
Thank you. Congrats on the win.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay. Real quick, guys, big shout out to my team. As I mentioned before earlier, my manager, Ali Abdelaziz, who's going to bring me to title soon. My coach, Master Rafael Cordeiro. Miles Simpson, the Christian Rodriguez, Michael Perez, Chase Your Dream. Penel Darius, brother, thank you for all the help. All my sponsors, Acharabet, Petrogas Energy Group, Monster, finally, we got a special sponsor. Rifle, Saigon Sports Club. Who else? Petrogas, I already said. So much love, Models Company, and everybody. Thank you very much. You guys gonna see me soon. Bye.